Today we're going to look at just reviewing how to get into your Easybib to create your bibliography. But just to review, because a lot of kids get these two words confused with each other, bibliography versus biography. As we've talked about in the past, bibliography is a list of your sources. Easybib is just the engine that we use to create it. And a way to help you remember this, if we start looking at prefixes and suffixes and parts of words, we can break it down. So biblio, if you look at this, biblio means book. Also in French or Spanish, I can't remember, biblioteca means library in that other language. So biblio means book. Bio, which you've talked about probably before in some of your science classes, bio means life. So you've heard of biology. Well, bio means life about someone, a book about them. So it's written by another person. Where graphy, if you look at the end of all of these, they have graphy. What graphy means, it's a writing or representation produced in a specific manner. What that means is it's made specifically for this certain type of information it wants to convey. So biblio is a book, so an information about books or sources. Biography is information or books about a real person. Other words that you have seen with this ending graphy, photography is specific information about photos. Calligraphy, specific information that's created or represented about a certain type of writing. Oceanography, graphy, again, there it is, it's information about the ocean, and so on. So if you kind of try to remember those parts of it, it'll help you remember the definition of both. I also tell kids, think about bibliography. A baby wears a bib, and it's going to catch all of your sources. Whatever way helps you remember it, go ahead and do that to help you out. And also, as you're going through this, don't forget, here it is, bibliography. It's also called a works cited page. And as you're starting to create your works cited or your bibliography, it'll start to generate your sources in alphabetical order. Now, a lot of kids don't even think about this, but it's really nice because it alphabetically, it does it for you. Especially when you're working on NHD and you want to go on competition, you have to have that done correctly. And Easybib is the engine that'll help you put that in a nice order. And just a reminder, again, a biography, think a bio life is about a person, written by another person, where autobiography is written by someone about him or herself. So think of automobile, if we break that up, automobile, automatic, biography, written by that individual, individualized. Okay, so just some definitions on that. Now, as we get going into Easybib, what you have to do here is, I'm going to open another tab here. You have to go into what's edu.easybib.com. You have to do the edu part on it, otherwise you get the free version and your stuff won't save. So here is the URL for it. I just find it easier to go into the search bar and just type in edu.easybib, and this first one comes up. When you get here into edu.easybib, you should see a blue screen here. If you're seeing an orange screen, you have the free version, and get out of that and go back in, and it has to say edu at the end of it. Those of you that were here last year should all have accounts, and what you should do is just log in using your username, not your email, and you guys would have numbers at the end. I'm a teacher, so I don't have numbers. And then put in that password. If you set it up correctly like you were supposed to last year, it's just that username and your password, just like when you log on to a computer. And then go ahead and hit log in. If you are new, you've never had this account before, you have to click on sign up. Again, this should be blue. If you have an orange, you've got the wrong site. And what you have to do is you have to type in Lincoln, MS for like middle school, WI. And when you hit save, it'll bring you to this. Put in your username, the front of your email, not your whole email, and put in that email username, that email password. If you're not sure, go see Mrs. Watson and she'll help you look that up. But I'm going to go back and I'm just going to log in. because I already have an account. When you log in, it should bring up any of your items from last year that you have. They should still be there for you. So I'm going to submit. And once you have it, the first thing you'll do is create a new project. Now, if you see down here, I just have 2 projects that I already have saved here. And when you get to your new project, the orange button, and you can call it NHD, you can call it whatever your topic is. If your topic is, I don't know, let's see, Helen Keller, for instance. Whatever you want to remember it as, just call it. You can put in the subject if you want. You can call it history. You can leave it education, whatever. You can leave it blank. It does not matter. What are you writing about? You can leave it blank. You can put that in. My daughter's in college. She has lots of classes, so she does fill these 2 things out. You don't have to. It's up to you. What you do want to leave, though, is this ML8. And remember that, because when you start going into other places to get your sources, they'll ask you which style you want. This is what we use in lacrosse. We use ML8. Now, just as a point of reference, as you start looking, you might see something that's APA or Chicago. Those are the most common ones that people do, and colleges often require that. You don't have to, but just so you know, you'll see it, and all it means is there might be a comma or something in a different spot. ML8 just means we're on version 8 instead of version 7. So basically, you just have to fill out project name and the default style, hit create, and then you start to get your list of sources. So if I click on bibliography here, remember biblio means book, and right now I have 0 citations or 0 sources. So, you'll eventually want to start adding those as you go. So if I cite it, then I write it. Don't wait till the end, so you'll go crazy. But if I want to go back to some of my other projects, just to show you, I went up to my name and go back to projects. If I go down here, for instance, under NHD, right now I have 4 sources in. And if you scroll down, you'll start to see that they are in alphabetical order by the author's last name. So there's B and K and so on. But if you'll notice, it looks to me like I have 2 of these sources the same in here that I put in. And I can also tell that under custom means that I got this from a database. This one I got from a book, and this one as well from a book. So it also tells your teacher what type of source you have. I want to get rid of this, so if I just hit select and go under more, I can delete that. So now I should only have 3 sources in. And this is what you will be printing out at the end. And I can show you how to do this once you're ready at the end. I'll go over this again later. But basically, you'll just want to export it and then copy and paste. You can do it to Google Drive as well, whatever is easiest for you. But I'm just going to export it. Notice works cited, alphabetical for you. I'm just going to copy and paste it into my assignment. That's oftentimes just the easiest way to do it, but it will save it if you are logged in. And as you're doing this, if you get going and you only see partial or part of this, turn your iPad horizontal. Because if you're in the vertical mode, or vice versa, I can't remember which one, but if you can't see it, just flip your iPad around, and then that should get you in. So that's how you get in, and if you have any questions, can't log in, just let Mrs. Watson know or your teacher know. We're happy to help. Have a good day.